This is Case from Q101, and this is a case for a show in which I have coerced management and letting me talk to my favorite bands. We are here in Lincoln Hall, and it is my delight to bring one of the people that I have wanted most on this show over the year and a half we've been doing it. It is Christian Lee Hutson. How are you, my friend?
I am awesome. I'm doing so good.
That's what I like to hear. Thank you. Welcome back to Chicago. Is this a city that treats you well?
It is, actually. I never have had a weird time here. I always have, like, really fun shows. You guys are rad. There's like I look forward to it. I wish I was from Chicago, actually.
Every band says this. There's something here that musicians really like.
Yeah, there's a vibe. I've had a lot of friends here over the years, and I've always been like, "Damn, I'm from Santa Monica. It sucks."
Do you constantly listen to the song "Santa Monica" by Everclear?
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah, I just assume it's like your Pledge of Allegiance in school as you stand up and face the flag. I have a yes or no question for you to start.
Okay,
and if you don't know the answer, it's okay because I will explain it.
Okay.
Does the day November 15th, 2019 mean anything to you?
Okay. No.
That's what I assumed. That's okay. So that was the first time that I saw you perform.
Oh, here.
We were
in this building.
No, we were at the Old Town School of Folk, which is near here. You're on tour with Julia Jacklin.
Yeah.
And I did not know who you were.
Yeah.
I knew nothing about you. You came out on stage with an acoustic guitar, and you sat in the chair, and it was one of the most thrilling sets that I have ever seen in my entire life.
Thank you. Wow. Now it does mean something to me. I loved that show.
It was a weird venue.
Yeah.
Not a lot of bands play Old Town School of Folk. Actually, the band Cracker, famous for their hit song Lowe, were just there, and I missed it. Bummed out about that.
Really?
But, yeah, I know. I was like, oh, man, I want to go to that, but I couldn't.
That venue's cool. Can't believe that more people. I've only been routed through there like one time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It was. I think the first and only show that I've been to there. Everybody stayed seated like we were in church the entire time.
Love it. Is what I love.
But you came out, and it was just you, and you played the most heartbreaking songs that I had ever heard. And then in between songs, you were funnier than any musician that's ever been on stage. And I'm so genuinely curious about how this live persona that you have on stage came to be, because I've seen no one else like it. I hate bands that banter on stage for too long, but you not only have great songs, but in between songs, it's a whole other show.
I'm always worried that my time is going to run out, and I'm like, oh, I've been talking for too long. I don't know. No one seems to be yelling at me, so we're good. Yeah, I don't know. First of all, I really like compliments. And that was a really good one, so thank you.
Of course. I will give you a lot of compliments over the course of this interview. I mean all of them.
Yeah,
I would not be here talking to you if I did not want to.
I'm with you. This makes me really like you a lot.
Good. That's what I'm going for.
I don't know how it developed. I've been touring and playing live music as like a solo songwriter for like most of my life. I'm like 34. I'm like, whoa. It's been more time of my life I've been on tour, it feels like, than about equal amounts of my time being alive has been on tour versus not on tour. So I think it just comes from like getting bored or whatever. It's like boring to play your songs over and over again, and it's more fun to see if you can make people laugh, especially if you're doing something feels sad or weird or something that you're playing. But I think that's where it came from. I don't know.
Do you remember the first time you played music in front of an audience? How that went?
The first time, yeah, I do. I played "Smells Like Teen Spirit" instrumental
naturally
at the 8th grade talent show, and it felt amazing. I think. I remember like whooshing my hair out of my face, and I was like, we were just in like a badly lit auditorium, and I was like, I feel so alive, like I look like a music video.
Well, you probably look like Kurt Cobain.
I was hoping to.
Yeah.
I was a little bit young to be looking like Kurt Cobain.
That is a rough thing for an 8th grader to look like.
Yeah, I had a little bit too many cheeseburgers to look like Kurt Cobain in those days.
Well, I saw you on that tour with Julia Jacklin. I've seen you as a headliner at Shuba's the last time you played there. That was a fantastic show. I am curious in terms of some of the bands you open for. Is there a difference between a Julia Jacqueline crowd and a Bright Eyes crowd and a Phoebe Bridgers crowd? Who are the fan bases besides your own that have really taken to you while you've been on the road?
They're generally like across the board fairly similar. Like everyone is, I've been really lucky and everyone's like really quiet and respectful. I think that, I don't know if that just comes from, I have like a weird theory that if you play really quietly, it makes people feel bad to talk. So so I think that's kind of what's happening. The crowds have, for like Phoebe crowds have kind of changed over the last couple of years. Like they're different now, I think, than when I was playing with her years ago. Like they became like a lot younger and a lot more of them.
Yeah. Yes.
There's a lot of like fainters kind of now. It's like a really common post-COVID thing that I've noticed with her crowds.
I saw that at Maggie Rogers one time. There was
Yeah.
just like people hitting the ground left and right.
It's like an invisible hand of God.
Yeah.
It's just like pushing kids down into
and it's
the
like
floor.
it's not Pantera.
No.
It's Phoebe or Maggie. Just take a breath.
Yeah, I'm like,
it's gonna be okay.
We can go. Just let's just chill. It's like there's plenty of space. Everyone's rooting for you. There's no pit. Yeah.
Good. I like to hear that. It's well deserved for you. You have a new record out,
Yeah.
Paradise Population 10.
Yeah.
I know you've talked about it a little bit, but for the Q101 audience who might not be intimately familiar with you, can you explain the concept behind this record and the story that it weaves along the way?
Totally. So Paradise is this place that when I was a kid, my dad is from rural Indiana, and there's a town that's outside of Terre Haute that you go back up. It's not a town, but you go back up into the woods, and then there's like a little population sign that says Paradise Population 10. It's just one street of houses in the middle of the woods, and on one side is like 5 houses, and the other side is a cemetery. And when I was a kid, that was like a secret code or whatever that we would talk about. You know, if life got like really gnarly, we would go and move up to Paradise. Like, oh, well, we could always leave LA and go move up to Paradise. Be real nice up there. So yeah, I don't know. The songs for this record just started feeling kind of like they were. I write a lot of like character songs, and they're like all the characters seem to like maybe they lived in this weird fictional town it started to feel kind of like a stage play, even though it is distinctly not one. But yeah, that was kind of like the vibe for the record, and that's what the title means.
Yeah, absolutely. On every album you've put out, between Beginners and Quitters and now Paradise Population 10, you have one song on every record that I call my I Need to Take a Walk song. What that means is it's a beautiful song that if it hits me at the wrong time, I gotta go outside. I gotta collect my thoughts and take a walk. You know, I can't fucking do this anymore. But what's it called on the record?
Unforgivable.
Thank you. It's your own song. I should know that.
I also was like, yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah, and then Teddy's song on Quitters, and then on this one, After Hours.
Oh,
I'd like
awesome.
to know about the composition of that song and how that one came to be, because it's great. It's fantastic. It kills me every time I hear it. I'm just like, oh man, I got to go outside. I gotta shake this one off.
Oh, I'm so glad you like that one. That one we wrote, or I wrote it. I was on a international flight. I was coming back from Paris with my girlfriend, and I had just read this story. I have a friend who's writes short fiction, and he had sent me a story that he had written about a school teacher he's like writing his diary in heaven, and they like in heaven, his description of heaven is like not quite as extreme as mine, but like they go down to the mall, and like there's protests happening at the mall. And I was thinking about there's some people in your life, whether they pass on or you just lose touch with them, that you would like to talk to again. I wanted to write like kind of a reverse longing for someone who has died kind of song, but the person who died longing to talk to his people back on Earth, and I couldn't resist writing the most corporate heaven I could imagine.
Well, I think you stuck the landing with that. I have another compliment for you.
Yes, please.
If you're ready. Okay, so
as many as you can.
You as a songwriter, you remind me a lot of David Berman of the Silver Jews.
Oh, epic.
In the sense that, like, I'll hear a line that you go, how did I would have never
so
even considered that. In all your years writing songs and all the records you've put out now, is there one in particular song that stands out that as you were writing it, you were really excited for people to hear? You knew in the moment that it was going to be a special one?
A kind of After Hours actually was one recently. There have been a few, like, I feel like most of the time a song is like, oh, fuck, I hope I pull this off. I don't know. Like, I hope no one sees that I'm a hack. And then there are a few that are just like, wow, I just am so into these characters and these people that I'm like, I don't care what anyone thinks. It's awesome. After Hours is definitely one of those. A bunch from this record, actually. I had so much fun writing. Tiger. I wrote a lot of this record with my girlfriend, and we had like so much, every single song almost on this record. We were like, this is pretty dope.
Good.
I can't wait to put this out.
I am curious as we wrap up here. You've helped out on a lot of tremendous records. You have 3 fantastic records to your own name now. What comes next? You faced a certain level of critical acclaim, and I would imagine you've had a great time touring the world with these songs. 3 albums in, do you go like,
that's it?
Yeah, I'm done. Like, all right, I've done my thing. On to the next,
yeah,
or what?
Yeah.
Not to pry and say is there new music on the way, but just what's your headspace like now touring this 3rd album? Or what's next?
I'm kind of like pretty seasonal personality-wise, based on like what I don't know. I've made like a bunch of records that, or the last 2 records have felt like they're a little bit more bandy, and I kind of wanna. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Like, there's nothing in the can right now, but I kind of want to make like just a really quiet, just guitar record, because it has been a minute. I've been like, I got really excited because I've toured for so long with like no money, and it's not like there's a bunch of money now, but like there's enough money to bring a band. So and was like, yeah, we can have drums and stuff. And then recently I've been like, well, I kind of just like playing by myself. Maybe this tour has like been a duo tour, and I kind of am more leaning toward. My instinct is that it'll be some kind of quiet acoustic record I'll make next, and then I'm like producing some records and having fun working on other people's records. I think what's next is like just an endless cycle of those those kinds of things, and hopefully, like, I don't know. I love writing songs. I imagine I will always do it, and I don't know if I'll always tour, but I will. Probably some kind of quiet record is the short answer.
Good. Well, I like that you're sticking around for the time being.
Yeah.
Glad you're here. Final question before we go. Moments before this interview started, you got a DoorDash order to the venue. Can I ask you, what am I holding you up from eating right now?
I don't know. I feel like ashamed to admit it because I don't. Chicago people are like really. You guys have some of the best food in the world.
It's kind of our thing.
And I'm like, I just got a gut instinct order of something that was close. It's this place called Moti, because I was like, I want Indian food, but I need it fast, and it was right across
Indian
the street.
food before a show.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Hell yeah!
Wow, you really live on the edge.
Yeah, I do. We want to see how far we can push it.
Wow, Christian Lee Hutson, thank you for your time. Before we go, is there anything you want to tell the people of Q101?
Just you guys rock, and I don't know. Thanks for having me, and I really like your city, and I desperately wish I was from here and not Santa Monica. So you should be proud that you're from here.
That was so nice. Well, everybody, I'm Case from Q101. I'm on Instagram @_Case Lowe. That is CASELOWE. Please follow me. I really want more Instagram followers. It'd be very nice for my self-confidence if you would follow me on Instagram. Go listen to Christian Lee Hutson's music. Go follow Q101. Like this video. Subscribe to this channel. We have a ton of new stuff coming out almost every day. New interviews every Monday for A Case For. And until next time, thank you so much.
Follow this man.